Welcome back to the Reading Stack. I'm Hunter, and today we're going to be covering the book Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. The copy of Don Quixote I have right here is 940 pages, and this version was translated by Edith Grossman. The style of Don Quixote is one of, I would say, just really short episodes, very funny stories of a man who loses his mind, thinks he's a knight, and he goes off questing in search to help the oppressed and to win eternal fame. Here are some quotes I'd like to share with you from Don Quixote to give you a good insight into the book. In short, our gentleman became so caught up in reading that he spent his nights reading from dusk till dawn and his days reading from sunrise to sunset. And so with too little sleep and too much reading, his brain dried up, causing him to lose his mind. His fantasy filled with everything he had read in his books, enchantments as well as combats, battles, challenges, wounds, courtings, loves, torments, and other impossible foolishness. And he became so convinced in his imagination of the truth of all the countless grandiloquent and false inventions he read, that for him, no history in the world was truer. Another quote for you here. But what's that book next to it? La Galatea by Miguel de Cervantes, said the barber. This Cervantes has been a good friend of mine for many years, and I know that he is better versed in misfortunes than in verses. His book has a certain creativity. It proposes something and concludes nothing. We have to wait for the second part he has promised. Perhaps with that addition it will achieve the mercy denied to it now. In the meantime, keep it locked away in your house, my friend. So that's breaking the fourth wall, referencing the writer in the work. It's pretty hilarious, some of the tricks Cervantes uses. Another quote. Tell those trifles to my old father, said the innkeeper. Look at what amazes you, stopping a mill wheel? By God, now your grace ought to read what Felix Marte of Hircania did, when with one reverse stroke he split 5 giants down to the waist, like the dolls children make out of beans. Another time he attacked a huge, powerful army that had more than 1,600,000 soldiers, all of them armed from head to foot, and he routed them like herds of sheep. And what would you say of the good Don Cirongilio of Thrace, who was so valiant and brave, as you can see in the book where it tells us that once when he was sailing down a river, a fiery serpent rose up from the water, and as soon as he saw it, he attacked it and straddled it right across its scaly shoulders. And with both hands he squeezed its throat so tight that the serpent, seeing that he was being strangled, could only dive down to the bottom of the river, taking with him the knight who wouldn't let him go. And when they got down there, he found himself in palaces and gardens that were so pretty they were a marvel to see. And then the serpent turned into an old man who told him so many things. It was really something to hear. Be quiet, senor, because if you heard this, you'd go mad with pleasure. I don't give 2 figs for the great captain or that Diego Garcia. So, should this book belong in your library? Well, if you're into entertainment and laughs, I would say there's probably not a better book, especially from the 16th century of Spain, that will make you laugh or entertain you more. And I think that's a reason this book has endured so much to be, they say, the greatest novel, first novel maybe, and one of the greatest works ever written in the Spanish language. It is just drop dead hilarious. Reasons why you wouldn't like this or wouldn't want to read this, why it shouldn't belong in your library is, well, to some people that are reading it, they'd say, well, there's a lack of depth or a lack of seriousness. You know, if you're a serious person, you just may miss all the jokes. You know, it's a book that doesn't take itself too seriously. And I think if you just have a playful, fun look at it, you'll find some great stuff there, jokes that you'll remember for a long time. I know I have. Lessons learned. Well, one thing I think is, what is a world without heroes? You see, Don Quixote, he's looking back at the past, trying to recreate being a knight in what would be the modern day of his time, and knights are long gone. But he causes trouble in doing that, but he also helps so many people in a lot of funny ways because he wants to help the oppressed, do what is right. You're happy to see somebody, you know, in a world that's gone so kind of cynical, somebody that truly believes in what he does and lives by it. And to the second point of a lesson learned, one, don't believe everything. That was Don Quixote's mistake in all the books he read. It caused his brain to dry up, as it said, that he goes crazy because he believes all these fairy tales and these stories that are really dressed up. They might have some truth to it, but they were greatly enlarged. So don't believe everything, but also don't get cynical, you know. He does a lot of good because he believes in the good, the true, the beautiful, in heroic deeds, in kindness and purity. And I think it speaks a lot to our modern age where most people are cynical about everything across the board. It's good to have beliefs, but it's also not to get swept away, get fooled as Don Quixote does by so many people. You know, people lie to him. They say, "Oh, I'm a knight as well. We can be good friends, you know, buddy," and it cost him because, of course, they weren't knights, and neither was he. And also, don't get too caught up in the past. That's another big lesson. Is he's trying to really relive stuff that's antiquated, and you know, it's kind of like today if you're trying to have sword combat in a gunfight or something like that. It's just important to know the times you're in, but to see the value of the past, to take the right things from it and not try to put forth everything like it's the present day. Well, I thank y'all so much. I hope you'll check out this book. It is just hilarious. If you're ready to laugh, I say get a copy, Don Quixote, and I'll post another book soon. I hope you have a great day and keep on reading, keep on just enjoying good books, good stories, and I'll see you later. Y'all have a nice day. Bye.